Little me.
Hey guys, I'm your host Angel.
Hey guys, I'm your host Paige, and this is the Dear Little Me podcast. So,
So,
have a little disclaimer before we get started.
so my fire alarm to my apartment went off a few hours ago, and the beeping has just continued throughout the few hours. It goes off every few minutes. So if you hear random beeping, it's just my fire alarm being stupid, and I apologize if it's annoying.
Yeah, no, I feel like we've all had a fire. Yeah, it just went off. I feel like we've all had fire alarms that needed their batteries changed, and we just like waited, and we've just gotten used to that beeping noise. I'm definitely guilty of that, and we need batteries. I was just telling you we need batteries in ours. Should probably get on that. Can I ask, like, why did the fire alarm go off?
So my roommate vapes, and we think that that's the reason that it went off. But like,
Oh no.
she doesn't want to tell the fire department that because we're not technically allowed to have like vape pens like and stuff on campus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. We're assuming that that's why, because we weren't like cooking or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you guys making cookies again? But yeah, we don't have actually too much to talk about. I'd be lying if we said we have a lot to talk about, but we have like a lot of personal things to talk about this week with Demi. But with Demi, no, personal things with us. But yeah, not much with Demi. So I think pretty much like the only thing that really comes to mind. I didn't watch Demi's podcast this week, so I have to catch up on a few episodes. But the unidentified trailer came out, and I'm really excited. Like, I was excited because I love anything extraterrestrial. Like, I love aliens and things like that. I don't think to Demi's degree. I never made contact, but I think it's so cool, and I'm really, really excited, even more so after seeing the trailer for the show. How did you feel about it?
Honestly, like I was a little bit like not skeptical. I don't know if that's the right word, but like I wasn't like really, it wasn't something that I was as excited for as like the Demi Lovato show whenever that was being announced. I wasn't like really like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch this. But then as soon as I watched the trailer, it was like, oh my God, like I am so excited for this.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be longer, I would assume, than the 6-minute episodes that we got of the Demi Lovato show.
Yeah.
So that's exciting and something to look forward to. It's going to be cool to see, Demi back on our TV. It's not acting, so it's just like seeing Demi in a natural setting, not interviewing somebody. Speaking of that, I guess we could just move on to the next topic because I just thought of something. Demi's going to be on the Kelly Clarkson's show. They just filmed that this week. Do you know when Demi's supposed to be on?
No, I have no clue when, but I know that Demi probably like shit themselves when they found out that they were going to be on the Kelly Clarkson show, because Kelly Clarkson is Demi's like biggest role model, right?
Yeah. And then it made me think about how they've been wanting to collab for a while. But do you guys remember when they did? It was around Christmas time. They say, was it "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas"? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, back in 2012, Demi had the red hair. I remember that so vividly. And I wonder, like, you think Demi's gonna be like, Kelly, like, I looked up to you, and just kind of fangirl?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like how JoJo was on Demi's podcast. I feel like JoJo Siwa.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know if the date has been announced of when that's gonna be released, but if you guys know, leave it in the comments. Let us know. Let everyone else know. And I guess if they haven't announced it and we find out, then we'll let you guys know in like future episode. But did you want to talk about kind of like what we're going to be discussing today, since there isn't much on me?
So yeah, since there's not much going on Demi this week. Oh, also we forgot last week. Sorry about that. Just really quick. But there's not much that's been going on with Demi, honestly. So Paige and I discussed that we're going to do an episode on hate, because that's something that both of us have experienced in our personal life, and Paige in like her business life. So we wanted to talk about different, and we know that you guys can also relate to that because everyone has been bullied at some point in their life, like at for some reason. So we wanted to do like a more personal episode and like be like open and vulnerable with you guys about like that topic.
Yeah, do you want to start? I want to hear your story of
Okay,
an
yeah, I'll
experience that
start.
you went through.
So my eating disorder started because of this story. So whenever I was in, I want to say 7th grade, I was in cheer for the first time, and the girls on the cheer team would like make fun of me and tell me that I was too fat to be a cheerleader. And this one girl, her name's Morgan. I remember it very vividly. So Morgan,
Yeah,
if
we're
you're
calling
watching
you
this,
out, Morgan.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
find you.
so Morgan, if you're watching this, big F you. But my mom used to bring me muffins from Dunkin', like for lunch or whatever. And you know, like the chocolate chip muffins from Dunkin'.
So good.
They're so good. But I used to have those for lunch, and this girl Morgan, she was on the cheer team, and she took the muffin from me and she threw it out every single day that I had it for lunch. And she told me that's not gonna help me be a cheerleader, fat ass. And she would take it from me and she would throw out my muffin and I wouldn't have lunch. And then some of the other cheer girls, sorry if this is triggering, trigger warning. Some of the other cheer girls would like take me into the bathroom and like they would teach me like how to get rid
Okay.
of the food that I consumed, I guess. So yeah, that's like my first vivid memory of like a hate story. I have plenty more if like we need more
Oh, go
content for this
ahead.
episode,
Share
but
another one. Because mine is like mine's long. There's a lot. There's updates.
yeah.
I have a lot. So please share a couple more that you
Okay.
have.
And then another one, it's Twitter hate, I guess. So this is also, we touched a little bit upon this whenever we did the we got canceled on Stan Twitter episode. But basically, whatever happened with the microphone situation at the Demi Lovato meetup, basically I was getting slammed in the group chat afterwards, and everyone was like coming for my throat. And I remember like something with my they called me like a liar for like I talked about my trauma at like I was like really open about it in the group chat, like and being like vulnerable with it, and someone called me a liar for it, and that made me really upset because obviously like trauma is trauma and you wouldn't lie about something like that.
Yeah, I have a question. How would they know that you were lying? What proof did they have to
Exactly.
prove that you were
Yeah.
lying? Was
And
it just a story that was like unbelievable to them because they had never gone through it?
that's
Just
what
because
I'm saying. And like I don't know why everyone in the group chat was getting like really close with each other. So I felt like really safe in that moment to like open up and share my story because everyone was being like really vulnerable in that moment. I don't know how it happened, but everyone was sharing their stories of like significant trauma that they've been through. So I opened up about mine, and then it came back later and bit me in the ass whenever the microphone situation happened. They were like, yeah, Angel's a liar about her trauma and she's doing it for attention and she's an attention seeker and yada yada yada. So yeah, that was also
I'm gonna sit here and say that Angel is not an attention seeker at all.
thank you.
I just have to like I got your back on that. That's not true. I remember you telling me that story. Like I know who said that.
Yeah.
And you make up with that person? Like you're like okay on okay terms?
Yeah, we're on like okay terms, but it's like it's weird because it was definitely like a really that in itself was a traumatic experience, them telling me that I was lying about my trauma.
So did she apologize or how did you guys become friends again? Or like not friends, but like
So she like came into my DMs like a year later and she was like, "Hey, like we haven't talked in a while, like long time no talk." And
I
I
wonder
was
why.
like, yeah, yeah, exactly. Wonder why. And I was like, yeah, hey, what's up? Because I was trying to like just
Yeah.
like follow whatever the hell she was doing, like match her energy, I mean. And she was like, so about what happened, I'm really sorry about that. So she did apologize. And
Mhm.
I told her like I don't really accept the apology because it was really bad what she did. Like it was really emotionally draining for me, like going through that whole thing, because she convinced a lot of people that I was lying, and I got literally canceled for it, that I was lying about something so huge, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Um, I told her like I don't accept your apology, but like thanks for the apology, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened.
It's confusing to me because I'm just like wondering, was she saying that to get people against you, you think? Did something like happen between you guys? do anything like, because I know that like if I was just like me being me, it's I usually will overthink. I'm like, okay, well, why did this person do that? What did I do wrong? Not that you were wrong, but
Yeah.
just trying to understand like their side of like why, if later on she apologized, usually when people apologize, they realize they're in the wrong. So do you think it was just something that she said to get people against you?
So what happened? It's really immature. This was like 4 years ago. That this 3 or 4 years ago that this
Yeah.
happened. But it's really immature, the reasoning. At least I think this is the reasoning. So my Twitter account, it wasn't always my Twitter account. This girl, she gave me her Twitter account that had like over 1,000 followers because she was making a new Twitter account.
Mhm.
And one day she like DM'd me and she was like, "Hey, can I have my account back? Because like I want the following," or whatever the hell her reasoning was. And I told her no, because little immature me was like, "No, I want the 1,000 followers. Like it's my account now." And I
Yeah.
went and changed the password and everything so that like she couldn't get back into the account. And so I think that that's why she went and like resented me and tried to get a bunch of people against me and like say that I was
So
lying.
the
And
person who had the Twitter account was the one that did this.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. All right. I understand. I know this person. I don't really know, like, I don't know them personally, but I could kind of see that.
yeah,
But yeah, I've had experience. I think I've had experiences. If we're thinking of the same person, I don't know.
we could
Okay.
discuss after.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about it after privately. Um, any other ones? Any other stories?
Other stories? I feel like I've just been bullied for so much shit. Like I was bullied for my I used to have a mole on my nose. I was bullied for that because people said that it looked like a piece of shit that was growing on my
What
nose.
the hell?
Yeah. Um, I was bullied for my weight a lot because I was a chubby kid. And you know how like when you go through puberty and you gain like a lot of weight, but like you don't grow height wise, so it's just kind of like you're a chubby kid. But then like I grew and it like evened all out, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
so I
always
was
got
bullied
fun
for
of
that.
for my nose, and it's not the smallest thing, and that's definitely one of my biggest insecurities now. But if people say something about it, it's like, oh yeah, you have a big nose. It's like literally, you don't think I know? Like I have a mirror, I can see myself. I know what I look like. I know it's big. You're not telling me anything I don't already know. Um, but I used to get that a lot, but I kind of like grew into it. It definitely used to be bad. It's like I said, still not small. Would love to get that fixed, but I'm trying to embrace it. So I understand
Yeah.
like that feeling. I got that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I was also bullied a lot for like whenever I came out, I was bullied for that. I came out in middle school to like my friends, and someone who I thought was a friend like told the whole school, not the whole the whole like grade at least. And I was bullied for that because back when I was in middle school, it wasn't like as people weren't as open about it. I'm like feel like I'm dating myself, like that we're old, but we're not old.
No, you're definitely not old.
Back in my day.
No, I feel like recently it's become more acceptable, which is ridiculous. It should have
Yeah.
always been, but I understand. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
but like that I came out back in 2015 when gay marriage was just legalized in the United States. So it was like a lot of people weren't open about it back then. So that I was bullied for that. What else was I bullied for? So sad.
Well, that is, it really is. I shouldn't even be laughing. It is. That's really sad. I feel like in school I didn't get like bullied much. Like I said, it was just like really the nose thing. I don't know. I don't know. Did I go to like a good school? I freaking hated school, but
Yeah, you're
I don't.
lucky because I was bullied for I used to self-harm. That's something that I've
Mhm.
recently like overcome the struggle of, which yay me. But
You.
thank you. But I used to self-harm and people would bully me for my scars and say again that I was doing it for attention, that I was an attention seeker and just stupid like little things. But like the main, like whenever you said we were doing an episode on hate, the first story that came to my mind was the cheerleading story because that is something that impacted me, that still impacts me to this day, because obviously an eating disorder is still something that I struggle with.
Yeah.
But like that was definitely the first story that I thought of. But there's definitely a bunch of like little like
The
hate,
ones.
hate ones.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes
yeah,
it's like when you think about it, it's good that you don't remember them off the top of your head, because there's like I was talking to you earlier before we started recording. I was talking to Josh today about an incident that had happened, and I was like, I mean, it's, you can be told thousands and thousands of, like, you can get thousands and thousands of compliments, but that one hate comment is really going to stick with you. Like I can think of off the top of my head a bunch of like hate comments because most of my hate that I've received, because I definitely feel like in real life I've been lucky with like not having to deal with like bullying per se, but online I wouldn't say bullying, but like hate is definitely something that comes with like, for some reason comes with owning a Demi fan page. But anyway, just be careful out there, guys. It's real tough. So yeah, it was
out here, as Olivia Rodrigo would say.
yeah, it's been tough. So my struggle today was deciding which story to share with you guys because there's quite a few. I mean, I did tell you guys a story about how somebody tried to like say that my page was hacked, and then they made like a fake page, and then they made it into a hate page, and then told me to go drown. Like it was, like so ridiculous, almost to the point where it doesn't sound believable. But it did in fact happen. I didn't drown. I'm still here today. Thank you. And so the story that I decided to share with you guys is actually really recent. So if you guys follow me on Lovatic Wear, then maybe you possibly saw that I had a post up for a little while talking about how I was like receiving hate on Twitter from this one person. It wasn't like a group of people. That's a different story. And it was kind of like ridiculous. Like it makes my heart race, not because it upsets me, because it just pisses me off. So it was Demi's birthday, and Demi had posted about their new merch. So I was interested to see what people thought about it because, well, one of my friends had actually reached out to me and they're like, oh my God, Demi's merch kind of looks like yours with the tarot cards. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. Like that. So I went and like looked at Demi's merch. I went on Twitter to see what people were saying and if they liked it, because most of the time people are like, what the hell is this? So I was looking under Demi's replies to the post promoting it, and I didn't scroll too far down. I don't know how it happened to be like close to the top, but it was basically, I can't remember word for word, and I don't think I can go back and look because the person, we have each other blocked at this point. But yeah, they had said like, are you aware, this was it, by the way, no happy birthday Demi, no like I love this merch. All it said was, are you aware that there's a person that sells bootleg merch of yours, and she calls it Lovatic Wear. So I was like, okay. Well, they asked Demi, and Demi's not going to respond. Sorry, hate to break it to you.
Yeah,
not going to get a response.
But yes, she is aware.
Yeah, I was like, I responded and I said, Demi's aware. Thank you. That was it. I was like, that's what you asked. Are you aware? I said, Demi's aware. Thank you. And that was it. And then she responds to me and says, God, I can't even remember, something like, well, it doesn't matter if I wish I can remember because I don't think I have it. But it was something along the, did you read it?
No.
Did you? No. Fuck, I can't remember. It was like something along the lines of, well, it doesn't matter, like what you're doing is illegal. And I was like, Demi's aware. Like, I don't know what else you want me to tell you. And I was like, and I had tweeted her the link of one of my Instagram reels, and it was like like the little TikTok trend where it's like answer the questions, and it was like, does Demi know about your shop? And I was like, Demi knows, and I like Demi's retweeted our merch, and I told Demi about it at a meet and greet. So I had sent that link to this person, and I was like, okay, well, this will answer any questions you have. So and then that's when she was like, she said to me, she goes, before she blocked me, she sent this to me and then blocked me, so I couldn't even respond until I have another Twitter account. So I was just pissed and went on there because I hate when people call me a liar. That's one thing I hate. Don't call me a liar, because that's like, I can't stand liars. So she was like, I went through all of Demi's tweets, and I don't see retweets from Lovatic Wear, or you for that matter. And I was like, and then she blocked me. So I was like curious to see if she just blocked me, said anything. So I went on my other account and saw that she had said that, and I was like, listen. So you went back to 2015, all the way to Demi's tweets from 2015, and saw that I didn't get a retweet. And I never said Demi retweeted me. I said Demi retweeted our merch. That means other Lovatics had tweeted it, and Demi saw it, retweeted it, and liked a picture on Instagram. So I didn't know what else, like, what do you want me to tell you? Demi is aware, okay? Like,
Yeah.
that was your question, I answered it.
Point blank period.
Yeah, she got, like, snarky with me, and she was just really pissed, like, really pissed to the point where after, I went, and before I responded to her on my other account, being like, well, all you had to do was ask me for the screenshots. Here's the screenshots for proof. I saw that she was going on like a tangent and like a rant. Just like you saw like the down with Lovatic Wear, like hashtag. She would hashtag a lot. She retweeted, or she tweeted Demi's official shop link as if none of us know, like, this is Demi's official merch. Don't buy any other merch. We're well aware. Thank you so much. Just like Demi's wear, okay? And yeah, it was just like, it got to me because I think what pissed me off the most was being called a liar, because that's one thing I'm like proud to say that I am not a liar. I will never lie, because that's just something that, like, I can't stand liars. I don't know if it's like the Scorpio in me at all, but like trust is like super important to me. So if you lie to me, like, forget it. So yeah, that's something that pissed me off. And then also she said, what'd she say? She was like, she didn't tweet this directly at me, but it was in the rant. It was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. What you're doing is illegal, that, you know, like copyright infringement, like telling me like just all this legal stuff that I'm very, very knowledgeable in. Like I have a business. That's something that, like, I know about, you know, like, you're not telling me anything I don't know. 7 years doing this. I've done research. I understand the law. Thank you. I keep saying thank you, but like literally, like, she was trying to, you know, like, school me and just trying to tell me like things I was very aware of. And so, yeah, and she had said I should be ashamed. And that's like what pissed me off, I think, the most.
Yeah.
And that's when I quote tweeted the tweet, and I put like, I'm actually very proud I was able to raise this amount of money. And I said, and here's the proof, so you don't call me a liar again. And I was like, I raised this much money to donate to, you know, a charity that I was super passionate about, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without Lovatic Wear. And I was like, and so many people have told me that they're so happy that like Lovatic Wear is around, because Demi's merch only goes up to 2XL and we go up to 5XL, and they're not able to get official Demi merch. So they have to, you know, if they want to represent Demi in some way, they can't do it with the official merch because it doesn't go up to size. So that's something that I'm really proud of. So no, I'm not ashamed. I will never be ashamed of owning Lovatic Wear, because I don't know, it holds such a special place in my heart. As much as I hate the freaking name, guys, as much as I hate the name, it means a lot to me. And so yeah, that was that portion. Sorry, it was a little bit long-winded, but there's an update. So literally yesterday, it was yesterday or the day before, I woke up and we all wake up and check our phones, right? Go on social media. What did we miss during the night? And I go on my TikTok, my Lovatic Wear TikTok, which I just made, and I get a comment from a troll, or like a spam account. It wasn't like an active one. It was clearly like a fake account made. I don't know if it was just made to comment on TikToks this person didn't like, or just mine specifically. But I get a comment that's like tagging TikTok and saying, TikTok, ban Lovatic Wear from your platform, because one of the owners' page bullies innocent people online. Hashtag, keep in mind, hashtag, that sounds familiar, stop bullying. And then I can't remember the last line, like, do better type of thing. And I was like, this is the same exact person. You want to know why? Because I don't bully people online. That was the only person that I could think of that I've recently had an incident with regarding like Lovatic Wear. right? And
Yeah.
I don't go out of my I'm a mom. You think I have the time to sit and like bully people for what? You know,
That's
what am I going to gain?
ridiculous.
And the hashtag was like a dead giveaway because that was like her thing. Because she had followed Demi Devotion, and I, searched her Twitter username on Instagram because I was like, well, how did she find Lovatic Wear? Obviously, she doesn't follow it, right? But she
Yeah.
followed Demi Devotion, and like in her bio, it had like all the hashtags, like stay strong, like like things like that. And I was like, it was a dead giveaway. I was like, this is definitely the same exact person. That was the only person I've recently had an incident with, like, bullying innocent people,
Yeah.
quote unquote, because that was just ridiculous. And I just want to say there's 100% a difference between bullying somebody and standing up for yourself. I don't know why people don't think it's okay if you're receiving hate comments. Why do you always have to be the bigger person and ignore it? If you feel like you want to defend yourself in that moment because something is being said to you that's not true, like for example, being called a liar in my case, you have every right to, So, and I don't think I did it in a hateful way. It's not like I was over here being like you dumb bitch, like I have I take pride too in being able to like handle myself in a way that I guess, I would say is a mature way, especially with owning a business, you have to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I answered her question, that was it. But anyway, that was the comment I got, and I just reported it. I didn't respond, didn't give, the same. I want to say her name so bad, but I didn't give this person like the attention that they're wanting. But why did you have to comment? Go report my page. You don't need to comment it. TikTok's not going to see your comment, just like Demi's not going to see your tweet. So that was my incident. Yeah, one of them. I don't know. I don't know why people don't like me. I don't know why some people don't. Because like, yeah,
they're
that's
just
one.
jealous, and they're seeing you succeed, and they're probably jealous that they didn't think of the idea first, because Lovatic Wear is so successful, and if they would have thought of the idea, they would have been just as proud of it as you are, because you should be proud of it, because Lovatic Wear is so successful and doing amazing things. And I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself for it. So people are definitely just jealous that you're so successful and that you're 20 in your 20s and so successful doing what you do, and that their miserable lives are just going downhill.
That's like Josh would be like, oh yeah, she's jealous, and I don't know, I don't see it, like I don't ever think like anyone's jealous of me personally. I'm just like, I don't know, like what is, because in my head it's like, well, what is there to be jealous about? Because like I just don't feel like I think Lovatic Wear is special to me, but like I don't know, I just don't think that's something that people would be envious of, so to me it's like I
Special
don't.
to all of us. That's why.
Aw.
It's such a like big, like every Demi stan, every Lovatic knows what Lovatic Wear is, whether they hate it or they love it. Obviously, they know what it is. So obviously, being the biggest name in the fandom, basically, everyone knows your name. Like you're basically famous in our fandom. Obviously, people are going to be jealous of that.
Yeah, guys, I'm famous in the Demi fandom. That's my accomplishment in life.
No, like I'm not even kidding. Whenever I became friends with you, like it was the biggest accomplishment of my Demi fan life. So I was like, wow, I'm friends with like this big name in the fandom. Like everyone knows who Paige is.
Oh man, I don't know how people deal with it, like hate, like celebrities. Like I don't know how Demi deals with it. It's just like crazy to me because I got like one person telling me something negative, and it's like it definitely did affect me for a little bit. Like I said, we were talking earlier. I think it's great that if you are experiencing hate online, to talk to people about it in real life, because when I was talking to Josh about it, when I'm talking to you about it, it makes me feel so much better because, like I said earlier with you, when we were talking one on one, I'm talking to people who I care about, who I know care about me. And like, it just makes it seem like these people that are saying these hateful things online, it just makes you realize how insignificant they are to you and they don't mean anything so it's a nice like reminder that there's so many people out there who love you, who care about you, who think you're great, and you don't need to listen to what random people say online because they don't know you. So yeah, it's been helpful to like talk about it.
Period.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like, okay, you guys, we are gonna segue quick into, because this is a good segue into, like how I was saying, celebrities. Demi has dealt with plenty of hate, like scandals, I guess. And we wanted to talk for our Dear Little Me throw it back in the fandom segment. We wanted to talk about ones that like stand out, or one that stands out to you that you specifically remember. So do you want to take it away, Angel?
Yeah, I'll take it away. So as soon as we thought of this idea for the Dear Little Me segment, the first thing that came to my head was back in, I don't know, I want to say
It was
like
2018, end of
2018.
2018.
Yep.
Oh,
And
beginning. No, wait. Beginning?
because it was Super Bowl, right?
Oh, beginning of 2019. Because isn't the Super Bowl in February?
Yeah,
It was the beginning of 2019 because
beginning of
Demi had already
2019.
went to rehab.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So yeah, beginning of 2019 when the Super Bowl happened, and Demi, I don't even think it was Demi's meme. Demi just reposted someone
yeah,
else's meme. And it's
yeah.
just funny because the other person didn't get canceled, but Demi did, and it just blows my mind, like how
Hmm.
people come for celebrities. But anyway, so Demi reposted a meme that someone else posted, and it was the feather pen, and I forgot who they were referring to, like who the person was that everyone was joking about, but it was basically someone that was from the UK that was in the
I
US,
think,
and
yeah, it was okay.
their visa expired, right?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember the story.
And basically, there was this meme that was going around of the feather pen because, in the UK, they're all proper, and that's the
Yeah,
joke. They write with a feather pen. I don't know.
yeah.
But Demi reposted the meme, and everyone just came for their throat. And Demi ended up like getting off of Twitter for like a year after that because of
Yeah,
how,
that was like when Team Demi was a thing, and Demi wasn't in charge of. I don't know if they were in charge of the Instagram, but definitely not like Twitter. And then TikTok was Demi's team. So yeah,
yeah.
that was must, my God, I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine like just going through that.
And also, like with Demi, I feel like it's even more like, I don't know the word to describe it, but it's even more painful, I guess, because every single time Demi does one like minuscule thing wrong, the immediate thing that people bring up is the overdose. And I
Yeah,
feel like it must be so hard, like every single time you do one thing wrong. That's not even like wrong half the time. Just
yeah,
like you're like being re-triggered all over again and having to rehear about something that you're trying so hard to overcome and trying so hard to step away from, that people just keep bringing it up. Like all you ever saw in the replies was like, Demi on crack, Demi on this, Demi on
yeah.
that.
Oh, where's your spoon, Demi? And I
Yeah.
actually had to, after that incident, every time I would post on Demi Devotion, I would always just use the Demi Lovato hashtag. There was so many people that must have just went under that hashtag and commented on every single Demi post. I had to, you know how they have that feature on Instagram where you can block like keywords?
Yeah.
Like I have like heroin blocked, crack, like all these like words that just because the comments wouldn't stop, I had to go on private too. And it's like, this is a fan page. Like I don't know, like what do you expect? I don't know. It's just like if you really want to take out that energy, like why are you taking on a fan page? Like Demi's not going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was. I still to this day have like drugs, like that type of thing, overdose, OD, like that's all like blacklisted for me. Those are keywords that you can't comment on my Demi Devotion account. It
Yeah.
was sad times. Sad times. I remember just being like really pissed because I know that like Demi's heart, it's never like it was clearly they didn't have any ill intentions with posting that. I don't. I think the timing was just really wrong because I think it was like fresh because I was trying to recall the incident when we were talking, and I'm pretty sure it was because no one knew that this person or this, I believe it was a singer, I'm sorry, a rapper, I might be wrong, was from the UK. So that was like the thing. It's like, oh, something, I'm sure we could find it, but I don't want to bring up the past too much,
Yeah.
and negative. I feel like this is a very negative podcast, guys. We're so negative. But we'll do our, how about we just do highs for this week instead of lows? Because I feel like this whole thing is a low for our
Yeah.
last part. um, but for me, something that comes to mind that Demi has gone through was, do you remember the Barbie incident with
Yes.
Zendaya?
Yes.
I will never forget. Remember when Demi used to do periscopes? all the
Yeah.
time. I remember Demi being on there and like saying sorry, but like to Zendaya, but not apologizing for speaking up about eating disorders, I think.
Yeah.
Or just I can't remember. I'm again, it's probably on YouTube. You could probably find the Periscope. But basically it was a while ago. So if you're like new to the fandom or you forgot about it, basically Barbie, I think it's Mattel.
No,
I
yeah.
don't remember. Yeah. Tweeted like, what kind of Barbies do you want to see? And Demi responded like, curvy Barbies, like I'll be the model for it. And this is when like Zendaya had the Barbie after her, and people saw it as Demi trying to like take the spotlight from Zendaya, and then also like being disrespectful of like Zendaya's Barbie or something like that. But it was just like Demi was just answering a question that they had asked about, being inclusive and having more of an, all different body types for Barbies, not just that one body type. Cause yeah, I don't know. It was like it seems to be most of the time it's everything like that Demi does is always just twisted. And it's like you don't get the root of the actual like what happened, because people are just so quick to hate Demi, especially like other fandoms. They eat that shit up. They're like, oh my god, like Demi's getting hate, let's jump on the bandwagon, let's make it worse, let's do fake screenshots. Remember that? Like the
Yes,
fake
I
screenshots.
completely, yeah.
There's a lot, guys, a lot of things we could discuss, but yeah, that's the one that comes to mind for me. That was a time I loved that time though, like not that specific time, but that was such a good era, and I didn't appreciate it enough because I was too busy missing like the Unbroken era. But
Yeah.
Confident, it was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got for you. But highs and lows, I mean just highs, no lows.
No lows this week. Yeah,
No.
we're gonna be positive, positive, positive.
Yes,
So, can I start?
of course.
All right. So my high for the week, I guess. Well, it could be like a low and a high, I guess, but it's like mostly a high. So I'm processing trauma right now in therapy, and my therapist was like, "I'm so proud of you for like how much you've overcome, and like back when I first met you, like you would have been like so triggered and not able to talk about this, but now you're like you've overcome so much, and I'm so proud of you." And so, yeah, that made me really happy because people being proud of me just makes me really happy. And obviously, processing trauma is a hard thing to do, but I'm like getting through it and overcoming the battle that I went through. So, yeah, that's my high.
That's so awesome. I love that. I think that's I don't think that's a negative at all, like a low. I think that's definitely a high. Okay, for me, oh God, I'm the worst. I need to come prepared, guys. I'm the worst. I'm sorry. A high for me is probably in my personal life. Like, so I don't know if I don't really talk about my personal life too much on like my Demi stuff, but I'm engaged. So I've been engaged for like 2 years. And with my fiance, like things have been really good. Like I feel like we've really like worked on our relationship, and next month will be our 5-year anniversary, and we're planning on taking a trip for the weekend to get away for a bit, kind of close to home, nothing crazy. And yeah, so I think like a high would be like it's been really good with him, and that's just something like we have like rocky patches and things that we go through, so it's been really good lately. I'm very happy. So yeah, that's my high. Not the greatest. I'm happy, but I gotta come prepared. I'm sorry, I need to work on that.
It's okay. I wasn't prepared either until the second, but like we segued into
That was
it.
a good one though. I don't know, I really pulled that one out of thin air, but it's true, so I guess that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you want to segue out?
Segue out. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, and we hope that you tune in next week for your weekly dose of Demi.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
I'm sorry that it took so long, but baby, if